Hello, beautiful, vibrant souls. You did not come to play today. Mm-mm-mm. No, somebody thought they were coming to play. They thought they were coming to play. They thought they were going to win the game. The scales have been tipped in your favor for a long time because you've already done the work. And you know how much work you've done. They can talk a big game, but that doesn't mean that they've done the work. So unfortunately, if they mess around with karma, if they play around with somebody that has everything in their favor, that is absolutely in alignment with their true self, that has all the blessings stacked up, stacked blessings, and they came to play, they thought they were going to play this game and they were going to win. With who? They weren't going to win. Playing chess, not checkers. And you showed up, thought you were going to play some little child game. You thought we were here to play marbles. This isn't about making moves. This is about strategy, strategic thinking. All those blessings in your favor protect you from things that aren't meant for you. They protect you from the things that come into your path and try to pull you out of alignment, but you have your eye on the prize. You have this you are unable to be distracted. There's nothing that's going to take you off your game. You know exactly what it is that you want, and you will absolutely duck and dodge the things that are not. They were. Why were they coming to you without the truth? They thought that they were just gonna like hide the truth and you weren't gonna notice. That's crazy. Oh, cool. Of course you're gonna notice. Of course you're gonna notice. You've been planning this battle for a long time, and you've been winning all of these battles for a very long time. That's why you haven't been broken. You stepped out to recover, to reorganize the plan, to re-up your arms. That doesn't mean that you were broken. That means that you were playing smart. You know that you can't just go into every single battle without your armor on. Why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. That wasn't going to go in their favor. They were going to get caught up in that mess, and you won't. And they made the wrong choice, but that's not your problem. It's okay. So what do we need to focus on? Okay, with that mess behind us, patience and wisdom, we already know that what's meant for us aligns with us when the timing is right, and it's not something that we have to chase after. It does require some patience. Because I'm getting for some of you that this may have been a misjudgment on this other party's part. They just thought they were playing with an amateur. They thought they could come in, and then they got caught up in all of the power and wisdom that you possess. And they were kind of taken aback at how much it was. They thought that this was just going to be a fun game, and it's not turning out to be a game for them. And they realize that they have to be either all in or all out. If you can have patience, you know how this type of character operates. You know that chasing isn't going to work anyway. You know that going after things that aren't meant for you just leads to disappointment. So instead, focus on you. Do the things that you want, that you enjoy, that you love, that are important to you. And focus on that. Get your things done this weekend. Do the things that you enjoy. Don't even think for 1 second that any of that is going to affect the outcome. Because either they're going to get it together and they're going to realize that they need to step with their A game if they're going to step again, and be prepared to be held accountable and be prepared to be faced with the truth, because there's nothing else that you can offer them. 100% whole, pure, honest, unadulterated, unfiltered truth. They're going to have to be held accountable for it, and they know that. So they're either going to step with their A game or while you're out there living your best life and just being amazing at it, somebody who already has their A game will go ahead and sweep you up. Either they're going to align with you, or the person that does align with you is going to see you at your best. So you don't shrink yourself, you don't dim your light, you don't quiet down, you're not a victim. You don't need to disappointing. No, there's no disappointment there. They disappointed themselves because they thought that this was nothing. They thought that this was entertainment. This isn't entertainment for you. This is your life. And you're 100% in it, and you have goals, and you're going to make them happen. And either they're going to be along for the ride, or somebody who can keep up with you will hop on and be ready to roll, and they'll be ready to be all in. And that is all that you ever desired, and that is what you've manifested and aligned for yourself. So, of course, that's what you're going to get. Now, with all of that, we have, we can talk big, but sometimes we are going to feel a little some kind of way. You have your moment, that's fine. Have your moment. And then recognize you can't control another person. They're going to do what they're going to do. And all we can do is be wise enough and patient enough to understand that the universe will align everything perfectly for us. And we don't have control over the timing of that. Divine timing means that the timing is perfect, and there's nothing that can defeat that timing. Which also means that if the timing isn't divine, or if the divine timing was to help you recognize that you needed to draw that line and say, oh, no, I'm not doing this again. I already see those red flags. Oh, you're wearing them. You got them. You got it in a shirt. You're wearing that red flag. You see it. It's obvious. It's clear. They're not being honest. They're not being truthful. But you have so much to do right now. So their disappointment is not your disappointment. You understand? The fact that they didn't measure up and they didn't realize that they needed to be measured up, that's not something for you to carry. But there are things that you've been kind of putting aside and you've been holding on to that really need your attention. And the small things, it's these little details that you've been neglecting. And I'm getting, for some of you, this has a lot to do with shaping up the way that you care for yourself and getting into a better routine. Sometimes it's these little things that you've left neglected that are great excuses for why you've neglected specific things. And I'm hearing schedule, routine, and putting aside specific time to accomplish some of these things. So I am looking at a pile of blankets in my closet that I really just need to go through because half of them need to be donated anyway. But I'm looking at that pile and going, why is that pile still there? Because I've been busy and I've been making all these excuses about how I'm busy. And really, I was giving my time to things that weren't important. So structure, schedule, creating time and choosing, putting it down on a list. This is what needs to get done. These are the things that matter. And when I focus on these things and I'm focusing on myself and the betterment of myself at all times, everything else falls into alignment the way that it's supposed to. I don't need to be in control of that. Because when I'm in control of me and the little things, everything else aligns with that.